With the late Kentucky Derby defections of both early voting and Unoho, we've gotten two new Kentucky Derby horses, Ethereal Road, which I covered 2 episodes ago, and the other one, Pioneer of Medina. Another day, another Derby profile. Today's episode's going to be on Pioneer of Medina. Let's go. And before we start, no, he's not related to Medina Spirit. They just happen to have similar names. Anyways, on to stats. Pioneer of Medina is a slightly more experienced horse than average, with 6 career starts, 2 firsts, 1 second, and 2 thirds, so he's only been worse than third once in his career, and he has total earnings of $181,350, which I think that's the lowest earnings total that we've had so far, and considering that he's ran 6 times, that's a little worrying. For the major races, he's only had 2 of them because it took him 3 starts to break his maiden, and those are a 4th in the Risen Star Stakes and a 3rd in the Louisiana Derby, both behind Epicenter. And for how he was able to get there, Pioneer of Medina in general is a stalker type. He stays around 3rd or 4th and then just kind of stays there. He doesn't usually pass horses in stakes company. In his maiden, he definitely was closer to the lead, and in his allowance break, he was a successful stalker, so he can kind of do both, but in stakes company, he just doesn't really have enough speed to really make much of his stalking trip. He just kind of chooses a position and just stays there. For highest speed figure, it was a 96 in his 2nd career start, which was a main special weight on Halloween at Gulfstream Park. Since then, he has been pretty close, though, as he's ran 5 consecutive 90 speed figures, with, ironically, his 2 lowest speed figures being his 2 career victories with 90 flat, and then he made subtle improvement with a 92 and a 91 in the Risen Star and Louisiana Derby, so overall, just a couple alright speed figures. And with all that covered, it's now time for the strengths and weaknesses of Pioneer of Medina. His biggest strength as a horse is definitely his ultra consistency. No matter where he places, he always tries his best, and sometimes it's enough to win, and sometimes it isn't. As well as that, Obezos last year ran a 4th in the Risen Star and a 3rd in the Louisiana Derby, en route to a 4th in the Kentucky Derby, so the placings he did get in the Risen Star and Louisiana Derby shouldn't discourage you, because horses like that have gone on to do successful things before. I mean, heck, Country House finished 4th in the Louisiana Derby and went on to win the Kentucky Derby. But even with the comparison of Obezos and Pioneer of Medina, Obezos and Pioneer of Medina are completely different horses running style-wise. The reason why Obezos was able to do as good as he was because he was able to close off a fast pace, which is what he got. However, Pioneer of Medina doesn't really benefit from any sort of pace, and so we go on to the weaknesses. Same way that he has one big general strength, his consistency, he has one big general weakness, and it's kind of the double-edged sword of being a consistent horse like Pioneer of Medina. He's kind of flat. In both the Risen Star and the Louisiana Derby, he hanged around for the minor placings, but that was it. He had smooth, easy trips, no real trouble of any kind, and he was simply just outcompeted and beaten. And they were by horses such as Zandon, Smile Happy, and Epicenter, all horses he'll have the displeasure of facing off against once more. Although, to his credit, he was only a nose away from beating Zandon in the Risen Star Stakes. And I think that pretty much summarizes Pioneer of Medina. He doesn't have a laundry list of weaknesses or a laundry list of strengths. He just has one thing going for him, and on the other side of the spectrum, he has one big thing going against him. He's a consistent horse who runs the same race every time, and usually it's just not enough to get him to the winner's circle. And for that, I'll give Pioneer of Medina a C grade. With that, hope you guys enjoyed this episode of Derby Profile, and I'll see you guys next time.